Okay, here we go. Getting all ready. Hopefully I'm alive, showing up live. Looks like I am. That's encouraging. Now, I'll start my chats. I'd like to jump on here a minute early for just such an occasion. Just got home, so rushing. Okay. All right. Now, we'll get down here. We're gonna share this before I start the. Well, I got a couple minutes. Okay. Hope everyone's having a good night tonight. All right. So, almost time for the Chiller Night pre-show starting at 8 p.m. Eastern Time. I get to share to all these, all these pages. So, hope everyone had a good week. Hope everyone had a good 4th of July, and that they all still have all their fingers and toes from last Saturday. All right, we got another minute, so let me share this to the Chiller Night group page. All right. Wow. Look at that. Now the last thing I'm going to do before I start up the opening video, you can see I'm easily distracted, is make sure, it's on public. All right, so we will not get caught like we've been doing last week and the week before. Ken says, what's the show? Aha! Well, hold on, Ken. I'll show you that in just a mere minute. It's 8 o'clock. Let me start the opening title, and we'll get on to all of that good stuff. All right. Hey everybody, this is Brian Hogue. Welcome to another week of the Chiller Night Live pre-show. It is July 11th, 2020. 1 week ago was 4th of July. Hope everybody had a great time. I know we did here. Let's see. John said it's 8 p.m. Do you know where are? What? Raymond says, kid was and is good. All right, Tom says, good evening all. And we'll be talking to Tom tonight. Yes, we will. We'll get him right on the phone. Raymond says, life was... and John says, I still have 2, 10, 11. Hint, hint. Lost one in 2000. Are you talking about fingers? No. That's... Raymond is on YouTube now, says I am here now. Cassandra says hi everybody. Brad says it's Chiller Night pre-show. Brian Hogue, starring Brian Hogue. Now here's Brian. What's on tonight, Brian? Okay, Ken, Brad, I will. Oh, and Ken says, will you show Creature from the Black Lagoon? I would love to show Creature from the Black Lagoon. I love that movie. Ken, unfortunately, it's not in the public domain, so as it is right now, all I can do is play the public domain movie. So. But that's a good one. I would love to be able to show that one. All right, but for tonight, 9 p.m. Eastern Time, Chiller Night Theater. The movie is Voyage to the Prehistoric Planet. 11 p.m. Chiller Chat. My guest is Jim Crut, and some of you, if you are fans of the George Romero Dead movies, you might know Jim as the helicopter zombie from Dawn of the Dead, the original 1978. Classic, 11:30 p.m. Chiller Night Theater. The movie is Track of the Moon Beast. 1:30 a.m. Chiller Chat. My guest is Nate Reagan. That was our featured Chiller Chat from last week. And 2 a.m. Chiller Night Theater. The movie is White Zombie with Bela Lugosi. One of my most enjoyable performances that he's done was in White Zombie. So there's a schedule that's on, and now less than an hour. So Dale says, hope everyone is doing well. I'll be mentioning Dale also. So lots of neat changes coming up here. And Al says, hi everyone. Hey Al, thanks for joining us. And Ken says, we had it on 8mm film with no sound. It was great. I remember those. I remember having those. I remember making a lot of my own movies also with 8mm back in the day. I had my little editing kit, you know, cut that film and put the little splicing tape on there. And yeah, boy, those bring back the days. And Jason says, happy Chiller Saturday and happy anniversary to Jack and Nora. Oh, thank you, Jason. I do appreciate that. That's right. Yes, yesterday, if you've seen my Facebook feed comments, it was Ava and I's 10-year wedding anniversaries yesterday on July 10th. So back in 2010. So thank you, Jason. And all of you who commented on our posts are much appreciated. Kevin says, hi, my classic horror friend, Kevin here. Hope you like me telling you about my classic horror movie host, Tara Vincent. Tara Vincent, okay. Now you're over in Ireland, I believe. I'm getting that right, Kevin, but that's cool. I know you're a big fan of Dark Shadows, so thanks for joining us tonight. A. Emmanuel says, hello everyone. Hope yous are all doing well and having lots of fun tonight. Yeah, I think so. And Raymond says, cool pictures. Thank you, Raymond. Jason's clapping. So, all right. So, thank you everyone for joining us tonight on this Chiller Night episode. Another one. And we'll be talking about, we got some stuff to cover tonight. I'm going to do a recap of last week's information as far as Nate Reagan, Samantha Diener, and then we're going to be adding Dale onto that, as he's going to be taking over the Thursday night watch parties on the Chiller Night Facebook group page. So we have a lot of neat things coming up with this whole Chiller Night, the programming and all that good stuff. So how does time go? Brad says it goes quickly, very quickly. This is like the if you're talking about this is my fastest hour of the week, and I almost didn't make it in time. Again, I was I was coming from Titusville, visiting my dad and stepmom, and it takes an hour one way. So I just got in the door. Some things I wanted to get loaded up here tonight that I wasn't able to do, and we're also, I've mentioned Nate. Samantha, I'll go over that, Dale, and then we're going to be talking. We're actually going to be talking with Tom Gross. He's going to be on here tonight. And we're going to be talking about Gross Fest because, you know, in just a couple weeks, that's coming up in Washington, Pennsylvania. Gross Fest in Washington, Pennsylvania. John Smith says, happy Chiller Night. All right, thank you, John. Ken says, what about the Crawling Eye and the Swiss Alps? We have played that. We actually played that this year. It was a Friday Night Frights. It was a live episode, and if you go on YouTube, you could actually find that episode. Chiller Night Theater. That one's called The Crawling Eye. That version we did. Of course, it's also known as the Trollenberg Terror, but we did it under the title The Crawling Eye. So David says, champagne popped and poured. Cheers. All right. That's what we like to hear. Brad says, your 10-year wedding anniversary. Yes, it was. Alice says, hi, Cassandra. So, all right, cool. Well, thank you, everybody, for joining us. And like I said, I wanted to get a picture up here of Nate, because last week I had mentioned Nate will be taking over the duties of host for upcoming Chiller Chat episodes. And so if you don't know Nate, if you watched Chiller Chat last week, I had him on there. And we're going to be doing some new episodes, hopefully, finger crossed, this month at the studio. So, and then Samantha Diener, who plays Elle Von Nock, you know her right here. I'll pull it up right there. There's Samantha with Ava and I. And then if you you need a character reference, ba-boom! Look at that. There we are above our chiller characters on the show. So Elle is the vampire character on, well, if you're looking at the screen, it's to the right, the far right, the vampire character. So she will be taking over as the host of Chiller Night Theater. So, because I've got some things going on that are going to prevent me from dedicating, my time to Chiller Chat and Chiller Night Theater. And Nate and Samantha have been gracious enough to take this on. I really appreciate it, because I don't like to just keep throwing repeats out there. But we're getting a lot of new viewers, so that I appreciate. But they're seeing this for the first time. But for you guys who have been with us for a long time, I don't like to do that. Sometimes I just have no choice. But we are going to be doing, again, fingers crossed on this as well, new Chiller Night Theater episodes with Elle at the helm of those shows. So I'm trying to get it so we're doing new episodes of Chiller Night Theater and Chiller Chat. All of that this month. And also this month will be the Chiller Night Facebook group page will restart the watch parties on Thursday nights. And Dale, you see him on here, Dale is going to be taking over that. Where are you at, Dale? Dale Baltzer, if I'm saying your last name right. But Dale's been with us for quite a while, and he wanted to take that on, and I very much appreciate that. So thank you, Dale. And Al's on here too, Vermette. I got it right this week. And I want to bring up his Blood Moon Rising magazine article he did with me as well. So we'll be touching on all that stuff. Some of it we already have, but we're gonna be throwing all this stuff out here. It's about 10 after 8. We'll be calling Tom in about 5 minutes or so. So Bobby says hi. Hey, Bobby. Thanks for joining us. Brad says time flies fast. It does. It just zooms by. Lisa Ann says, hey, good to have you with us, Lisa Ann. Thanks for joining us. Don't forget the pizza. No, never forget the pizza when you're watching a Chiller movie. They go hand in hand like two skeletal hands that just ought to be. Very natural. John says, I enjoy your show. Thanks. Happy 10-year wedding anniversary. Oh, thank you, John. I appreciate that. Ken says, have you ever seen Morgues of the Magnificent? I have never seen that. Not only have never seen that, Ken, I've never even heard of that, to be honest with you. So, but hey, if it turns out to be public domain, I could show that. Creature would be out. As much as I would love to play anything, honestly, it'd be my dream to be able to play Universal or Hammer movies. I mean, I would just be in seventh heaven if I could just play those. But alas, I cannot, unfortunately. Kevin says, happy anniversary, Brian. All the best in married life. Oh, thank you, Kevin. I appreciate that. David said, pizza is so good with champagne. Not only pizza, but Facelli Pizza. And that brings me to sponsors and affiliates of the show, such as Chop Block TV. Really want to thank Chop Block TV, and Scott Paulson also does the Dead Vault. You can find Chop Block. Well, check out the Roku page, the channel, if you get a chance. Chop Block TV Roku channel, or the Amazon Fire Stick. They also have a channel on there, or you can find them at butchermedia.com. I would have all that stuff loaded in here, but like I said, I just got in the house like minutes before. I didn't even get the chance to put on a groovy monster shirt or a geeky comic book shirt or Star Wars or something. So, been really rushed. But let's see. But there was, Chop Block TV, Paranormal Warehouse, right behind Boba Fett, and paranormalwarehouse.com. Again, these channels here, they show episodes of Chiller Night Theater and Chiller Chat, so they support me, and you know, I encourage you to give them a look-see and give them some support there as well. Obviously, Vicelli Pizza has been a super sponsor of all things Chiller. They've been supporting Chiller Night Theater in sponsoring the live shows that we had this year. So much appreciated that. There's a lot that goes into those live shows, and I hope you can tell. I think you can. There's a lot that goes into them. So I appreciate everybody who shows up, views the movie. Hopefully you enjoy the movie. And but I really appreciate Vicelli Pizza supporting us. And of course, Gross Fest. And we're going to be talking, like I said, to Tom. So that's going to be a lot of fun. And that's coming up in just a couple weeks, folks. And you can find our shows at streammedia.tv, and that will be a little closer to 9 o'clock. I'm going to tell you how. If you're new here, you don't know how to watch a show at 9. Well, I'm going to tell you. So fear not, or fear, I should say, because you're watching a scary movie tonight. By golly. So come up with this question. Brad says, question: is the 1933 horror film King Kong in the public domain? It is not. And I would love it if it were, because I love that movie. I love watching that one more than I love the 70s version or even the new one. Not that, you know, that's just me. I'm very old school. I love that old stuff. I'd much rather watch that old stuff. Not saying some of the remakes aren't you know, good, but when it comes to King Kong, I like the old the original, the little puppet. You know, the stop motion animation, which we kind of, you know, smile at now. But at the time, obviously, you know, back in 1933, there were tons of people who didn't understand how that process was done. It was like seeing those, you know, big breakthrough movies at the time, like The Wizard of Oz, that was one. Gone with the Wind, you know, Star Wars in 1977. These were highlight movies. You know, they had stuff on them that nobody had seen before. You know, so King Kong 1933. Wish I could play it, but maybe that could be a watch party one of these times. I don't know. Tom says, replying to David, pizza is good with anything. Yes, pizza good. Emmanuel says, congratulations on your anniversary. What's the scoop on the new programs? Can you give us any clues on the new movie titles, please? I was communicating with Samantha earlier, just a couple days ago, about that. I would feel a lot more comfortable if we actually tracked one down and she gave me that information. Let me see if I have a title here. Don't hold me to this though. But we were talking about some of the, well, let me tell you, some of the titles that came up, and this is all on her. I mean, she's choosing it. I'm just saying, thank you, Samantha. It's on you. Spider Baby had come up, and Nightmare Castle, I know, with Barbara Steele had come up as a possible title. So I don't know yet what she actually came up with, but those are two very, real possibilities. So maybe I'll have some more word for you by next week. I'm sure I will. But thank you for asking. That shows you are definitely interested, and I appreciate that. Lisa Ann says, "How wonderful of you." So, I don't know if that was for me. I thank you. If that was for the maybe the Friday Night Frights, I know you were watching those with us, Lisa Ann, and I thank you, and we will start those back up eventually, but and I'll get to that. Why that will be put on hold. Well, my haunted house season's coming up, so I have a lot to do, build and construct and all that stuff. So, and John says, "Are you leaving Chiller Night for good?" Oh, absolutely not. No, nothing like that. I am embarking on a project that is going to be. I almost I'm reluctant to say what it is right now because it's something I've never in my life done anything like this, and I don't know if it's gonna take a lot of my time to carry this out. And I've started on it. I've delved deep into this project, and it is something I have a big interest in. But I don't know if I'm not lacking in any confidence, but it's something I've never done before, and I just don't know if I can pull this off. But should I tell you? I'll tell you. All right, I'll tell you. I'll tell you toward the end of the show. That'll ensure, if you are even remotely interested, that you'll stick around to hear little tactics to get you to stay. A army guy says, "I hope Jack Shadow won't go away." He won't. No, you're stuck with him. Raymond says, "Hi, Dale." Oh, hail, Dale. All right. Yes, Dale, thank you. Bob says, "Hello, everybody." Hey, Bob, thanks for joining us. Lee Sand says, "What's your favorite pizza?" Mine is veggie. I can tell you mine is absolutely not a veggie pizza. Um, I like something that used to be alive on my pizza. So I don't, you know what? Being with that, I'm pretty simple. I like the pepperoni. I like sausage. I even like those buffalo chicken pizzas. They're not bad either. Now I'm getting hungry for pizza. I love. David says I love meat with onions. I do like onions on them too. So Dale says it will be fun. Yes, yes, Dale. Again, will be taking over. And Dale, I didn't get to talk to you since we've been chatting back and forth, but I'd like to do it the same way that we were doing it in the past. I'll ask you what's the movie for this coming week, Dale, and I'll play the drum roll, and then we'll have already communicated earlier in the day enough to give me enough time to put the movie poster up. So that'll be a lot of fun. We'll start that up very soon. So even though I'm going to have my hands off of, at least directly off of Chiller Night Theater and Chiller Chat. I'm not going anywhere. Jack Shadow's not going anywhere. It's just this is so we can keep the shows fresh, keep the pulse, going for Chiller Night, so we don't have to just keep playing repeats. But if you're new here, you might not mind that. Bob says, "I'm tuning in Fireside from camp." Oh, that'd be nice. Ken says, "It was a local show in New Orleans." Go back here, Ken. Oh, Morg's the Magnificent. Oh, I see. Okay, well, that's cool. My horror host that I grew up with was I watched Chiller Theater with Chilly Billy, Bill Cardell. So that's where I got the name Chiller Night Theater. But I checked with him first, and he was totally cool with it. Very supportive in what I was doing. Lisa Ann says, "That's good too. Extra onions. That is good." And the onions still fit on a veggie burger or a veggie pizza. Leroy's here. Hey, 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 Horror Fam Jam. Thanks for joining us, Leroy. John says, "Oh, it's 8:21. You know what I want to do? I want to get Tom on the phone to talk about Gross Fest. And you guys, if you have any questions or comments for him, of course he'll see that he's on here. But let me just get him on here. Get Tom on here. Let us chat about Gross Fest. All right. Why isn't this coming on? Why am I not able to call you, Tom? Tom? All right, now I'm gonna write this down. All right, I'll just type this in my phone here. I'm supposed to be able to just hit that button. All right. Don't worry, folks. There we go. We'll get Tom on the phone here, but mere moments. We have the technology. Here we go. Hope you're ready, Tom. I hope you guys can hear us okay. We'll put a picture of Tom up there.
Hello.
Hey, Tom, how's it going?
It's going. How are you?
Good, good. Well, we've got your picture on here, and everyone knows we're talking to Tom Gross for Gross Fest 3 coming right up here in July. So, using the picture that I'm sure will attract a lot of attention. All right. Well, hopefully everybody can hear you okay. I'll put my phone at the very end of the desk, and and you folks out there, you viewers, if you cannot hear us okay, just let me know, and I'll figure something out. But how are you doing tonight, there, Tom? You and Terrace and Tim already?
Yeah, I'm doing good. Everybody's doing good. We're just, last minute things for Gross Fest.
Great, great. I'm always amazed when that starts. Oh my gosh, I'm just amazed at all the comments. That is fantastic. Thank you everybody for for viewing and participating like this. So we got a lot of viewers here watching us tonight. What can you tell us about Gross Fest 3, Tom Gross?
Okay, well, it was a little touch and go there for a minute if we were going to actually be able to have it this year. But a big thanks to the George Washington Hotel. They have gone above and beyond to make this happen and make everybody as safe as possible while we're there. So, masks are going to be mandatory. We have tables in 4 different rooms or 5 different rooms. So the tables are going to be spread out. The vendors and the guests will be spread out. And we're going to try to make sure that there's only so many people in a room at a time. Again, just to try to keep everybody safe. Right. So it'll be a little different, but,
Well, and that's coming up on the 24th and 25th. That'll be 2 days this year, which is really super cool. I'm looking forward to it. Now, I understand, of course, a lot of places are doing this, not just the hotel, but, with the mask, the mandatory mask. So, with that being said, I know that Jack Shadow was going to be there, but I think I'm just going to have to show up as Brian. So I hope that's okay with everybody.
Oh yeah, that's fine. I think everybody would be excited just to meet Brian as much as Jack Shadow.
Well, I certainly hope so. And I as far as the ladies, I think they're still probably going to be in character for if anyone wants their pictures taken. But I'll be there at least as host of Chiller Chat and host of the Chiller Night Live pre-show, and then I'll have something showing that I'm the I hate to even say actor who plays Jack Shadow, because I'm not an actor. I'm just I just play one on TV. So, but that's really neat. Now, what can you tell? I put the website underneath grossfest.com, and what can you tell us about the guests? Some of the guests that you have coming.
Okay, so we have Drew Marvick, Aaron R. Ryan, Steve Rosinski, Mike Watt and Amy Lynn Beth, Justin Seaman, Brooklyn Ewing and Jerry LaRue, of course, you and the crew, and we got Pittsburgh's own superhero, Steel Man.
Right.
So, I think we got a pretty good lineup, and then, of course, we're going to have a bunch of vendors selling different things and movies and what have you.
Right. Well, that's cool. And any information, any questions that our viewers have, anything at all, they can just go to grossfest.com, where they can get information on, of course, dates and times, and the guests and the vendors, and anything that they want to do. If they want to, contact the hotel, the George Washington Hotel, and get the rooms, or just anything. If they have a question about the precautions, the COVID-19 precautions that the hotels implementing, please feel free to go to grossfest.com and check out that information. And I'm sure there's contact information if there's a question that somebody has, they can contact either yourself or Terrence or Tim.
Yeah, or they can go to our Facebook page, which has everything listed on there as far as the safety things and the movie times, and that, and they can actually message Gross Fest from the Facebook page.
Okay. Fantastic. I am really looking forward to seeing you guys again. And just been looking forward to Gross Fest this year. I'm really happy that it's 2 days this year. So that's really super cool. You know?
Yeah, it's a little more work, but
Yeah. Well, I know that you know, with the virus situation, I know that through wow, you know, that threw a lot into the you know, you're planning it and whether you were even going to have it. So I'm glad things worked out. I really am.
yeah, me too. I think everybody needs a little break from everything, so it's a good time to come and see friends and meet new ones.
Yeah. Well, I'm looking forward to it, and I hope any of you out there. I know David and Diana Silvio from Kiss of Death Productions is going to be there as well.
Yep.
So
Yep.
I'm really looking forward to it. I met a lot of nice people last year, you know, who were attending, either vendors or guests at the event. So I'm looking forward to seeing them again as well. So, all right. So anything else you can think of there, Tom?
No, that's like you said. Need more information on anything, you can go to our website or go to our Facebook page, or you can message any one of us, and be happy to answer any questions or concerns you may have.
Yes. Well, speaking of concerns, are you going to be showing up at Gross Fest as you appear in this photograph right here beside me?
I will be. That picture will be there.
All
It's
right.
actually a banner, and it will be there, and I will be taking pictures with it if anybody would be interested.
All right. Well, I'll certainly be one. So, John says, "Holy magic, Mike, Batman." Jeannie says, LMAO, that pic is awesome. So awesome, it's hanging in our game room.
Yeah, it is.
Well, you know, I was very impressed with Terrence's patriotism that I saw posted on Facebook last week. Like,
there's something about us. I don't know what it is. I think we're all a little crazy.
well, that helps. I'm sure that helps when you're doing events like you're doing, and you guys you're a lot of fun and very, very professional too when it comes to, you know, you guys like to have a lot of fun. But I was very impressed with how attentive to your guests and vendors you were last year, and don't, you know, please don't think that went unnoticed, because that's something that really stood out to a lot of us. So
Good, thank you. We appreciate that.
yeah. So I hope everybody shows up. I hope I'll be throwing an ad on there that I couldn't get your ad on there. I wasn't able to download it, so I'll be throwing the one that I put up. Maybe I'll contact you on how I can post your ad, the one that you guys put together. But I'll be putting an ad back up here throughout the evening. And if anybody has any questions at all, you can contact Tom, Tim, or Terrence at grossfest.com, or check out their Facebook pages. And I was just mentioning about Terrence's patriotism that is very visibly noticeable on his Facebook page. I encourage all of you to go there and check that out, his 4th of July pictures. So, who needs Captain America indeed, right? I think that was one of the comments on there. Yeah. So check it out. Tom, thank you very much for being on here tonight. Is there anything in addition to what we covered that you wanted to say?
No, I think that was it. You know, just come and enjoy Gross Fest, and that's about it. We're gonna have a good time.
Yep. I'm looking forward to it. So, yep, like you said, Tom, just everybody show up. We hope to see you there. And if you're watching this, and maybe we know your name because we see you every week on the pre-show or whatnot, come on up to my table with myself and Ava and Samantha, or go up to introduce yourself to Tom, Terrence, or Tim, and let them know that. Maybe that's your first time going to Gross Fest. Let them know. I'm sure they'll be excited to hear that. So.
Oh yes, definitely.
All right, Tom. Well, thank you very much for sharing that with us here tonight, and hopefully everyone will come out and visit you.
All right. Thank you very much for having me on.
All right, Tom. Anytime.
All right.
See ya.
Bye.
All right. So that was really cool. All right. Well, that's funny. Well, there we go. So we'll put Chop Block back up there, and that's fantastic. I'm just amazed with all the comments. I wouldn't even begin to be able to go back and I wouldn't even know where to go back. Let me get caught up here, and then maybe we'll backtrack a little bit. Or if you wrote something, you have a specific question, feel free to maybe write that in there again. So hate to do that to you guys, but there's and this is a good thing. There's that many comments, I just can't go back. So, but that's great. Terrence said, David and Diana, lifetime achievement winners. That's right. That's right. And of course, Terrence says thank you, and David says, replying to Terrence, thank you so much for the award. 40 years of indie filmmaking. That's cool. I remember that from last year. Yeah. Terrence says, replying to Terrence Main, David Sylvia, you guys deserve every ounce of it. Leroy says, next year I'll be there. All right, that would be awesome. That'd be awesome to meet Leroy. And again, if you guys show up, please make sure you come up and let me know who you are. We had a few people do that last year, and I just always love to meet you guys. So, A. Emmanuel says, Brian, quick question. Can you interview Donna Ray Dolinsky, aka Terminal Stare on Chiller Theater on Chiller Chat? I think that'd be excellent if I have a way of getting in touch with her. I've actually looked for her information before online, and I couldn't really get a good contact information for her, but I can check that out. I would love to have her as a guest on the show. I think that'd be a great interview with lots of stories from Chiller Theater. I agree with you, Emmanuel. I think that'd be fantastic to get her on there. Let's see. Jenny says, thank you for having Tom on, and thank you for the support of Gross Fest. Oh, anytime. You guys are always welcome on here to be guests on here. Absolutely. And thank you guys for making Jack Shadow the official horror host of Gross Fest. We did that last year, so I think that's really cool. To be an official host of an event like this. I think that's neat. So. Leroy says, be right back, gotta make another drink. Okay. And Brad says, I want to go to Gross Fest. That's it, I'm calling Uber. Yes, call them. Make them work for you. Cassandra says, Jack Shadow Standy. Yeah, I didn't have time to get something like that put together. I just didn't. I kind of jumped into this other project. And it's a lot of the extra things that I always have these ideas, and it's just a matter of me having enough time to get to them, and a lot more often than not I never seem to, because believe it or not, all of this and I'm not saying this in a bad way, like poor me or oh it's so burdensome, nothing like that. It's a simple fact. Time. I only have so much time, and a lot of time. Those extra things that are really cool, but I just don't get to them. And then I'm 2 weeks away from Gross Fest. So, unfortunately, but that would be cool. Maybe I can get one made shortly thereafter. John says, thanks for the info. Oh, no problem. Clayton. Hey, Clayton. He says, you should make a life-size cutout of Jack for the pics. Means you can be in them as well. Yeah, I mean, I don't know how long that would take now at this point, if it would be too late for me to do that. I could look it up. I would like to have one, but I just don't know if I have time right now to do it. These next couple weeks are really kind of full. But that would be an excellent thing to see there. John says, love Jack Shadow. Oh, thank you. I appreciate that. Joan says, me too. Be right back. Need a blue moon. Okay. Brian says, hello, everyone. Hey, Brian. Thanks for joining us. Leroy says, bonjour, homie, to Brian Ivers. And then Brad says, did you and Ava book a room at the Washington Hotel? Yes, we are all taken care of there. We will be there the entire weekend. So hope you guys can make it out. Love to see you. And also, there is, we have, I mentioned Nate taking over Chiller Chat. Samantha's going to be taking over as host for Chiller Night Theater. These are for now. Although I'd love it if Nate would stay on as a fellow host, just indefinitely, as long as he wants, and maybe he and I can, share those hosting duties. Samantha as well. I mean, I'd like to see Jack Shadow back, but it'd be nice and probably get a lot more done if we could bounce back and forth, So, and Dale taking over the Chiller Night Facebook group page, Thursday night watch parties. Thank you, Dale. Appreciate that. And one of our other viewers, Al, I mentioned him earlier, Al Verment. Again, I'm going to put this up here. Blood Moon Rising Magazine at bloodmoonrisingmagazine.com. They just had their 20th anniversary issue. And Al was kind enough to ask me to participate in an interview for that issue. So check it out. Go to bloodmoonrisingmagazine.com and check out that issue. Well, check out as many issues as you want, but I'm featured in one of those in their latest one as a guest being interviewed. So thank you again, Al, and that was a lot of fun. Clayton says, I got Kinko's to make a standee for me once. Oh, that's cool. Kinko's does that, huh? That's pretty neat. I didn't know they did that. Let's see. Cassandra says, Terminal Stare did a video promo for us. She stood there and did her stare. Funny stuff. Do you know how to contact her? Or that'd be kind of neat. I would love to have her. It'd be funny in a way to do a phone-in, with her picture here and just staring. Maybe that wouldn't be all that funny after about 2 minutes, but just thought of it just now off the cuff. But no, really, that would be, I would love to have her on the show. That would be great. I had Chilly Billy himself, the man himself. So if I could have anybody else who has any stories to tell about Chiller Theater, that'd be fantastic. So if anybody knows anybody who I could have on the show from Chiller Theater, send that info my way. I would love to. I'd absolutely follow up on that. And John says, how long have you been doing Chiller Night? We've been doing this since, well, actually, I just came up on my 12-year anniversary of doing the horror show, the Host of Horror show. Horror hosting I've been doing for 12 years. I started in May of 2008. It was under a different title back then called Sleepy Hollow Theater. At the time, I had a business, a little incorporation where everything was Sleepy Hollow themed, Sleepy Hollow amusements for my haunted house. And so then we, did the show Sleepy Hollow Theater. We were located on Sleepy Hollow Drive. It was just seemed to make sense at the time. But, when I rebooted the show in 2015, I relaunched it with a new title because I wanted you to be able to look at the title. If you didn't know Sleepy Hollow, it was nice as a little local show, but for relaunching it to where it's online and everything, I wanted you should know by the title somewhat what the show is. Chiller Night Theater kind of is a lot more telling than Sleepy Hollow Theater. Like, what's that? What is that? So that's why I changed the name, and I did it with the as an homage to Chiller Theater from Pittsburgh, and I checked with Chilly Billy first, before I did it, and he was a guest on the show, the very first episode of Chiller Night Theater when we changed the name back in May of 2015. So I've been doing it I've been playing Jack Shadow since October of 2006, though. So I've been doing that character for a while, and. John says, you know what would be cool? Jack Shadow and company as Funko figures. Yeah, it would be. I don't know how to go about that, but I'm sure it's probably not all that difficult. But I've just You know, again, one of those neat ideas I've just never followed up on. There's lots of them. Carrie says, stares me half to death. Who? Terminal stare? Owl. Hey, he posted a link there, so check it out. BloodMoonRisingMagazine.com. There you go. Right there it is too. Right there. All right. So thank you, Al. And Brad says, my wife is watching the 1996 movie Twister in her room. I went to the theater to see that, actually. You know, I thought that was kind of a fun movie. So, all right. So we have, I think we covered all the stuff that I at least wanted to get out there to you. So John says, yes, the title makes sense now. Wow, Chilly Billy, bring back memories. Yeah, it sure did. That was such a great show. We enjoyed that every Saturday night. Brad says, hey, have you ever seen Twister, Brian? Yeah, that was probably, I probably said that during the delay. But yeah, I did see that in the theater. Dale says, everything will be kept the same as far as Thursdays go. That's cool. And you're going to start that, is that on the 30th, Dale? I know you said you posted in the Chiller Night group page. Let me look on here. I think you said the 30th. I'm trying to remember off the top of my head. Brad says, yeah, it was a fun movie. But I think I know it's in the group page. Dale, I think you said the 30th, and we're going to keep the time, 8 p.m. Eastern time, as far as I'm aware. So we'll just pick it back up again. So that's what we're going to do. So thanks again, Dale. So we got coverage for Chiller Night Theater, Chiller Chat, the Chiller Night Facebook group page, and then, of course, one of the notable mentions of the night was, of course, Gross Fest, and then Al's Blood Moon Rising magazine. So I appreciate all you guys joining me here and joining in with your comments and participation. Dale says, yes, sir, 30th. All right, that's what I thought. Just want to make sure I wasn't giving any wrong information. John says, why not add a Chilly Billy Memories segment to the show? We know what we were going to do. This is what we were planning on doing. Now, Chilly Billy was on the show. I've talked to him numerous times. And what we were planning on doing he was a guest on the first episode. But what we were going to do, Chilly says, hey, what about me with Jack Shadow on there? I think that would be a good thing for your character recognition wise. I said, oh yeah, I 100% agree, So I was getting ready to go film 10 segments of his. We were going to do it in one day. And he was telling me beforehand what he was going to be talking about. He was going to talk about, his time like meeting Vincent Price and other very famous people back in the day that either he met through doing the the Jerry Lewis telethons, or of course being guests on Chiller Theater back at the time. So he had all this information. He sat and talked to me one night about all these different guests that he was going to be talking about, and I was very excited about this. It was a neat. I wasn't sure I was gonna run it by him. Like, what do you want to call it? It's Chiller Time or something. I don't know. It's Chiller Time or Chilly Time with Chilly Billy. But he was gonna have his own segment. It was gonna run 10 weeks, 10 different episodes, and then we were gonna see at that point whether we wanted to do more of them. And he was very gracious with his time with me, very supportive, and so. Like I've told the story before, but some of you might, if you don't know, 6 days prior to me going down to film his segments, I received a phone call stating he couldn't make it due to very serious medical issues. 6 weeks after that phone call, he had, sadly passed away. So that's how obviously serious, it was. And so, but he was very supportive. I'll never forget that, how generous with his time he was with me, and and willing to help me out and support Chiller Night Theater. And that's always going to stand with me, that I got to meet him. I got to talk to him many times over the course of the last couple of years before he passed on. And just a great guy. Great memories. So, let's see. Let's see here. Let's see. Bob says, love that the drive-ins are playing classic movies now. That is neat. Some of the, even the theaters are playing, like, some of the, like Casablanca, Gone with the Wind, Wizard of Oz. So, that's pretty cool. Bob says, folks can go check them out. Neat. That is pretty cool. They ought to play the monster movies, like, maybe they are. Maybe that's what you're talking about on, near Halloween. John says, good luck on your project. Thank you, John. I appreciate that. And David says, second glass of champagne. Cheers. Oh my gosh, we got like 10 minutes. Let me play this. Let me play this ad, and then we'll get back to the comments here.
Gross Fest, the Pittsburgh area's hottest independent horror convention. Come to Gross Fest 3, July 25th and 26th at the George Washington Hotel at 60 South Main Street in Washington, PA. Guests include Drew Marvick, Billy Pond, Bill Oberst Jr., Aaron R. Ryan, Brooklyn Ewing, Jerry LaRue, Jack Shadow, Aura the Witch, and Elle Von Nock from Chiller Night Theater. Check out grossfest.com for our full list of guests, dates, location, and more. Don't miss Gross Fest 3.
All right, so that's the last reminder of Gross Fest, because I don't know if I'm going to be able to have this show next week. I'm just throwing that out there now. I'll let you know throughout the week whether I can or not. So Leroy says, oh, the storm is here at my place. Oh, no. Stay safe. Stay dry. So, well, not stay dry that way, you know. Drink up. So, Libra says, I got to exit Horror Fam Jam. Oh, no. Well, no, really. Stay safe. I hope you. Oh, he says, I'm sorry. I got friends that just arrived. All right. Cool. John says, be nice to have a tribute to Chilly Billy. Just a thought. No, it would be. I love that idea. I agree. Lisa Ann says, watching Dark Shadows. Cool. What did I see that on? I think I saw that on a Roku channel. Maybe it was YouTube. I don't know, but I actually started watching it because I see, Kevin and some of you others who were fans of Dark Shadows. I never watched it. So I went back and I started watching from the 60s. Let's see. That's a Chilly Billy. Lisa Ann says, Gross Fest looks packed. Yeah, well, these were from, of course, last year, but yeah, I would love to see it packed. I mean, I know that they're, they gotta adhere to a lot of the certain restrictions on spacing, but I'm okay with, people want, they want to get their picture taken with us or something. It'll be a little less interesting getting your picture taken with me than Jack Shadow, but I don't have a problem with that. They're coming within 6 feet of me. A pretty amazing immune system. So Dale says, replying to Lisa Ann, who's your favorite Dark Shadows character? Brad says, Chilly Billy forever. And then David says to Lisa Ann, House of Dark Shadows, great movie. Bob says, I'd love to see a nod to Commander USA. Love that guy. Yeah, he was cool. I did too. He always had the cigar and just looked like somebody's uncle who put on a superhero costume, grabbed a cigar, do his thing. Yeah, he was awesome. All right, so 8:52. Let me throw the schedule back up here right now. Look at that. Okay, 9 p.m. Just a short time, and I got to tell you how to get on there if you're not aware. Chiller Night Theater, Jack Shadow features Voyage to the Prehistoric Planet. Okay, 11 p.m. Chiller Chat. My guest is Jim Crut. You might know Jim as the helicopter zombie from the original Dawn of the Dead. That scene right there was, it's actually listed in the within the 100 most memorable scenes in horror movie history. Helicopter Zombie. And then 11:30 p.m. Chiller Night Theater. The movie is Track of the Moon Beast. 1:30 a.m. Chiller Chat. My guest is Nate Reagan. If you're not familiar with Nate and you're curious as to who my fellow host is going to be now for Chiller Chat, check it out at 1:30 a.m. and 2 a.m. Chiller Night Theater. The movie is White Zombie with Bela Lugosi. So, Lisa Ann says, fun getting your picture taken with Jack. Yeah, I just couldn't do it though with the Jack Shadow costume with a mask over top of that. And I don't, and those guys they all certainly understood, but I just don't. I don't see where that would be even healthy. You're breathing in your own carbon dioxide, or at least some of it through that long of a day. If you just had the mask on, if it was loose enough, I don't have a problem with that. But my issue would be, wearing a mask where I'm not getting a lot of air intake, or outtake to begin with, let alone putting a mask on. So, hate to disappoint anybody if they were wanting to show up and see Jack Shadow, but I just I don't know how that would go over. So, but let me tell you something real quick, and then I'll go on with some of the comments. If you're wondering, if you're new here and you're wondering, how to watch Chiller Night Theater and Chiller Chat tonight on Stream TV, go to streammedia.tv. That's streammedia.tv. Make it a little bigger so you can see it a little clearer. And go there, and you can either watch it right off that site. Watch it streaming right off that site, streaming at 9 o'clock. I'm starting to get tongue-tied. Or you can scroll down the side of the screen and connect to the Roku channel by clicking on the Roku information. Get your code there. You got a few minutes yet. And very super simple to do. Quick, easy, simple. And you can watch it on your Roku devices there. That's my preference. I like watching things on the TV because I stare at a computer all day, so I can't really sit and watch too much on a computer. I like the big screen, my preference, but that's how you do it. That's how you do it. John says, this has been a Brian Hogue production, a sign of quality. I like that. Thank you. Remember, tip the waiter and be good to your parents. They were good to you. Yes. Yes, I think that's all good sound advice. And thank you, John. So, Lisa Ann says, bring pizza. Never turned out pizza. And Lisa Ann says, Sam just passed out. Too much. What? Oh, no. I hope not. Raymond says, replying to John, remember to work for world peace. Yes! Work for world peace. Take your vitamins, say your prayers, and hope for the best, by golly. So, Cassandra says, Jack should hold a private meet and greet outside the hotel at Pacelli Pizza. Yeah, maybe. That's a neat idea. Yeah, if we have enough interest generated from that idea, hey, I'll go where the publicity is. As long as they don't make me wear a mask on top of a mask. But that'd be fun. Lisa Ann says, yeah, surgeons can wear masks for hours. Wonder how they do that. I don't know. They're a lot more used to it than I am, I'll tell you. Or these people like Ava. She's in a hot plant all day, working on, engines and all this stuff. So, but I know a few weeks ago she was showing how she wears her, which is actually kind of a neat thing to do. I don't know if you remember that, but it was ripped and tied in the back so that the bottom just hangs there, and it makes it a lot more comfortable. But Lisa Ann says, Desert Storm soldiers wore masks and goggles for hours. Wow. Yeah, they had. They certainly didn't have any comfortable situations over there. I know that's be quite a uncomfortable way to live for a while where you're doing your tour over there. Raymond says, later, Gators. Hope to see you next week. I hope so, Raymond. We'll see. I'll let you know how that's going throughout the week. Al says, good night, everyone. Good night, Al. Thanks for joining us. John says, thanks. Enjoy your evening. Be safe. Great show. Look forward to the show tonight. Thank you, John. And Brian Avers says Ava's mask idea is excellent. I'm glad you like that, Brian. So, well, hey, thanks everybody for joining in tonight. Wow, we had great participation. Thanks for Tom Gross for showing up. And if you forget Tom's picture already, I'm going to put it up again because you shouldn't forget a thing like that. But no, that was funny, you know. But good of Tom to join us to talk about Gross Fest. Hope you guys can be there. Hope to meet several more of you this year. So with that being said, enjoy the shows tonight. Chiller Night Theater and Chiller Chat. Have a good night, folks. Have a good chiller night. Hope to see you next week.